What's up, everybody? Back again. This was a really informative week. It let us know that, again, the market gives zero fucks about your grandmother. It does not care about Corona. It doesn't care about the impacts that Corona is having on the rest of the world. All it knows is that things are getting done to make money, and it likes it. A bunch of stocks reached record highs. Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Roku, Microsoft, the list goes on and on. And it's interesting because it came off of a slight dip the week before. And everyone was so concerned that they thought Corona was about to reinitiate the early March slides. But I think it was more of a balancing point. The market understands that this world is growing at an exponential pace because of the problems it's facing. I think the dip happened because the market needed to digest all the rapid changes that were happening. And this is not unusual for times where the market rallies a lot. It's not that stocks are overvalued. The market's over here like, can I get a goddamn minute? Woo, Jesus. Amazon's making the market work like its employees. Netflix has earnings that everyone is very excited about. If any stock and company profited from this coronavirus, it is Netflix. And this is arguably for the first time ever. Netflix, like Uber, had two unprofitable models. But because of the surgence of everyone being lazy pieces of shit, Netflix views and subscriptions are up from a downward trend. There's a lot of big bets coming in on Netflix. So if you have the opportunity, it might be a layup. Barring Netflix does what Netflix does and loses money. Facebook continues to shrug off you fake PC fucking companies. Everyone somehow in some way boycotted Facebook, yet their stock was flirting with all-time highs this week. Facebook is for the people, and the people see through your shit out here acting like they care, like Adidas. Adidas was one of the people who boycotted Facebook. Haha. Where were you when Nike was getting shit? Adidas has never had a controversial commercial. Look at them all. All they do is tell Damian Lillard and James Harden, yo, just shut up and dribble. Go around the cones, hit the layups, do a step back. Oh, word, do you want me to describe the product? No. Let us do the talking, all right? Just work up a sweat, go between the legs. You don't need to describe nothing. We got this. So lastly, just to prep for next week, bank earnings are coming out. And a lot of the banks are shaky. I'll stay away from most. But JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are two companies that the industry and the financial world believe will be the last two standing, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. These two companies have great minds and leadership that are going to prepare them to dominate for years to come. And I know I probably said this in past episodes, but just another tip. Goldman Sachs made company high earnings after the 2008 recession. So if anyone could flip a dark time, it's Jews. So Ivy League ruled out sports in the fall. And that was significant because they were the first major conference to say anything. But also, they were the first major conference to say anything. No one cared. It's funny because that's such an Ivy League thing to do. To try and go first on an issue, even though it's sports related. We will not be playing sports in the fall. I know. You all might be shocked. Of course they thought it was their responsibility to go first. The Big Ten went up right after them, like, yeah, okay, cool. So, we're just going to do it in conference. So the Big Ten and the Pac-12 both decided to only play in conference, which is bad because now they're just not going to be paying kids to risk their life. But also, it's good because we need a reassemblance of America. I'm starting to think this is more than just economic now. This is about identity. People are losing themselves on the streets, in the supermarkets, in Hollywood. We see all the videos they're making. Clearly, everybody needs help. Biden was out there being everyone's crazy uncle again. He said the era of shareholder capitalism shall end. And I feel like now Biden is just reading off the scripts of Bond villains. He is completely out of originality. And even if he does have an original idea, let's be real, it'll be gone in days. Shareholder capitalism is done is saying America is done. The boom of social media companies was started with good intentions until they got a private jet. I'm not saying they do it for the money. I'm saying they're not doing it if there's no money. And you would lose out on all the great inventions and systems and processes and companies that pushed America forward. But Crazy Joe, and just to be real quick, I'm not a Republican nor Democrat. I'm not even in this beef y'all got. I'm an innocent bystander. Doesn't Biden know that shareholder capitalism is what paid his son $80,000 a month? If you're finessing the system, you gotta shut up. So this is the most comical story of the week. Apparently, the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, gave the Roman Catholic Church an estimated $1.4 billion in relief for COVID. What the fuck? The church? The church got 1.4 bill? Remember when nonprofits were non-profitable? What is happening? What do these priests need? What could possibly cost the church $1.4 billion? I heard they're getting Gucci robes. I don't know if I was supposed to say this, but the Saints want to step in Saint Laurent. That's all I'm saying. If you're a prophet, you're wearing Prada. Nothing is more respectable than the run the Catholic Church has been on for the last, I don't know, since Jesus. There has never been a pie cut without Pope in the picture. So Elon and Tesla are out here dominating Korea, South Korea. Elon joins the long list of white men to out here have an Asian fetish. They have recently delivered 4,000 Teslas in South Korea, which does not sound like a lot, but over the past couple months, they've worked their way up to be the second best-selling imported vehicle in South Korea, which is hard because South Korea is a heavy vehicle country. They have the likes of Hyundai and Kia, which have done astronomically everywhere around the world. So for Elon Musk, an American man, reaching out into other countries and dominating their imported market, one, that's good for American jobs. It's good for the American market. Two, it's showing that maybe the American hate is dying down, possibly. Because if you travel abroad, you know there's such a great nationalism all throughout the world. But for them to accept that pasty South African / American / Christopher Columbus having ass enter their ecosystem, it shows that America might be on the forefront of innovation again.